Hey, today I wanted to refer back to one of my previous videos, which was, well, I told a story about sharpening the axe, okay? So I'm not going to tell the story again, but go back and find that other video and listen to it, and you'll hear the story. But in that, I mentioned or referenced the importance of, for lack of a better term, resting and getting away and relaxing, okay? And as leaders, I think this is really critical. And I know you're sitting there thinking, Paul, that's obvious. Everybody talks about, take care of yourself, need rest, and so forth. No, I think it's even more important for two reasons. Let's start with number two, and that is, if you don't take care of yourself, your people are going to see that, and then they're not going to be inclined to take care of themselves. So you've got to set the example. This is another case where you've got to set the example. And so if you want your people to be less stressed or stress-free, ideally, if you want them to be relaxed, and if you want them to have a good work-life balance, you've got to have it yourself. And I'm talking to CEOs here, I'm talking to middle managers here, I'm talking to branch managers here. You have to set the example. Practice what you preach, okay? But here's the first way that I wanted to exemplify this, and I think it's something that is very tangible and something very actionable that each of you can do starting today. Okay, maybe tomorrow, depending on the time of day that you're watching this. I learned early on in my career, I don't remember how I learned it or who, instilled it in me or what exactly, it doesn't matter. It's become one of the most significant influencers in my career, and I think contributors to my success, if you will. And that is the idea of getting away from the office at lunch, physically getting out of the building, getting up from your desk, out of your office or your cubicle, getting outside the building, getting in your car even, and driving out of the parking lot. I don't care if it's for 15 minutes, I don't care if it's for 45 minutes, it doesn't matter. Get away. Physically removing yourself from that environment is one of the most healthy things that I found that contributed to my success. And so I share this with people all the time, and sometimes they chuckle, and sometimes they frankly give me feedback. Oh, I can't do that, Paul. We're just too busy. We're wall to wall, 9 to 5, 8 to 6, whatever. BS. Get out of the office. All right? Again, even if it's just for 15 minutes. If it's a nice day, get out and walk around. If it's a not so nice day, get out and get in your car. Even if you just sit in your car, okay, I'll grant you that. But I used to bring my lunch and get in the car and just drive around and eat my lunch while I was driving, or maybe parked somewhere and ate, open the windows again if it's a nice day. I know I'm telling you something that you've heard before, but I'm now telling it in the context of being an effective leader. And, as you've heard it before, it's been probably in the context of health, right? And that's nothing to sneeze at. Trust me, as I get older, I appreciate that more and more. But I'm now presenting it to you from a leadership standpoint. You have to set the example. And if you want your people to be healthy, and you want your people to take care of themselves and not be stressed, and especially if you tell them, hey, get away, go clear your head, or whatever the case may be, you've got to do it too. So don't go and sit in the lunchroom where you can get pulled out, back into the fray, so to speak. Even sitting back there with the door closed and with the TV on, that's not good enough. Certainly don't sit at your desk in your office and eat lunch. Get the heck out of there. And again, even if it's just for a few minutes, I think you're going to find benefit physically and emotionally, but I know you're going to find benefit as a leader because you're going to be setting the example for your people. So get out of the office, go get in your car and drive around and have lunch, or go treat yourself to lunch, whatever the case may be. But get out of the office. All right?